I tackled a chick at the redneck raft up.
His name is John C.
Last weekend, my parents and some family friends get together for this raft up on the Ohio River. It's on the Kentucky side of the Ohio River. It's like a big pontoon boat tailgate. You have all these awesome boats that pull up on the Ohio River, tie off in this lagoon. They've got this floating dock in the center with the DJ booth. It's a great time. Everyone's got all their floating rafts. A big redneck tailgate on the Ohio River. That alone should make you want to go to this event. It's like a group of family friends we've been going with for the last 4 or 5 years. Every year when we pull up into the bay, we've got these rows of pontoon boats, houseboats. My buddy and his friends always thrown Mardi Gras beads out to people swimming around or at the different boats, and people eat that shit up. So when we pull up, we're throwing these Mardi Gras beads. We're having trouble anchoring because we usually are just out in the crowd. Pull up to the actual party dock, and we're tied off right on the main dock where the DJ booth is and everything. Just like every other year, we're swimming around, talking to people, having a great time. Well, every year they do a belly flop competition. So I'm like, oh, I got to sign up for that. So I'm swimming back, and I see my mom. I see her up talking to the host of it. The host with a microphone and these dock girls that they hire. My mom comes back, and she's like, I told them you're TikTok famous. I'm like, Mom, why did you do that? Please don't do that. And so I go up, there's like 10, 12 guys on the edge of this dock getting ready for this belly flop competition. You have to sign a waiver to do the belly flop thing. So I signed a waiver. The guy that goes before me is like 300 or 400 pounds. And I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying his splash is gigantic. We're almost to the end of people who are doing this belly flop competition. This dude goes, I'm like, I can't beat that. I'm 170 pounds soaking wet. Like, there's no chance I can make a splash as big as this guy. And then the host gets up on the mic, and he had to be trashed himself, but he's like,
this is on TikTok Celebrity Talking Tom. Check him out.
He's hyping me up. I'm like, dude, okay, just stop. Please stop announcing me, right? But after he does that, I'm like, okay, I gotta do something memorable.
What's up, Tom? Let's see what you got, big guy.
I'm literally trying to think on the fly as I'm backing up to go run it. One of the dock girls is right on the edge of the dock, so I'm like, I'm tackling her. So I just tackle this chick into the water with me. I didn't tackle her that hard. It was a nice, good form tackle.
I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier?
When I kind of let go as we hit the water side and land on her, I felt like it was as polite of a tackle as you could do. And didn't win, but it was definitely a bigger splash than it would have been if it was just me. So as I surface, I'm going to turn around and like make sure she's okay. And as I surface, I hear the other dock girls screaming, "You are so rude, you asshole." And I'm like, what? So I start swimming back to the dock. I don't even know where the chick that I tackled went. So I'm swimming back to the dock, and I'm trying to climb up at the dock. They start stepping on my fingers. They're kicking me off. "You're so rude. You're an asshole. She's working." I'm like, yeah, she's working on the river. If you get wet while working on a body of water, that makes sense to me. So they keep screaming all these obscenities at me, and I'm finally like, you know what? She loved it. I guarantee that she fucking loved it. I'm swimming back to our pontoon boats, which are tied up on the other side of the dock, because these chicks are literally kicking my fingers like I'm Mufasa, dude. They won't even let me back up on the dock. So swimming back, there's another super hot chick right there. She's like, "Oh, so you're TikTok famous?" I'm like, "Nah, not really." And she's like, "I have 1 million followers on TikTok." I go, "Oh, so you have an OnlyFans?" And she's like, "I don't have an OnlyFans." Her buddies that are sitting with her like, she has an OnlyFans. They start nodding their head like she has an OnlyFans. So I start dying laughing. I'm like, I knew you had an OnlyFans. I end up talking to the chick that I tackled off the dock. She comes over, she's like, "I'm not mad at all." I'm like, that's what I freaking thought. I didn't think so. Trying to rizz her up a little bit. Not really. I was actually just explaining my tackle, and she wasn't mad, and it was cool. And I was like, "Oh, we're kind of vibing." So I was gonna get my phone to get her phone number. I'll be honest, I have no rizz, but in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna go get my phone. Be real smooth about getting this chick's number. Well, I go to get my phone, and I find out our group's leaving. So I'm like, oh fuck, I guess I'm not getting this chick's number. So I turn around, and one of the other girls that was hanging out on the dock's like, "I got a video of you," and I'm like, "Oh, you gotta send me that." So I put my number in, and I'm like, "Do you know the chick I tackled?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Man, give me your phone number." So I get a number in. Who knows if it was even the right chick? I was pretty hammered, so I was just kind of pointing in a random direction. But I was randomly texting this number like, "Come to the casino when you're done working." So it was pretty funny. Won some money on the slot machines, cracked my phone, and then I passed out. So that was pretty much the rest of the night. But the Ohio River Raft Up, it's called Craig's Creek Raft Up on Smuggler's Cove, man. It's such a fun time. Like I said, we've gone for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's an absolute blast every year. So there's anyone out there with a boat that is ever on the Ohio River, man, that's the spot. They do it every summer. But yeah. We also did the hula hoop competition. Didn't do as good in that, but shout out my buddy Lucas for participating with me. Appreciated that. And I know some people say that they're too, oh man, I need a break from parents. I can't stand hanging out with my parents. I freaking love hanging out with my parents. My parents and their friends and our family friends, like it really is a definition of good vibes only. And especially when we're the group, man, we're a group for the people. The people love us, and the crowd there loved us. Didn't win the belly flop competition. Knew that wasn't going to happen. Shout out to the big fish who did. He deserved it. His splash shook the whole dock, so it was a well-deserved victory to him. Don't regret form tackling the chick into the water. And this is super belated. This is a super belated shout out, but one of my fans, his name is Baseball Kid, also known as Blake. He asked me to wish him a happy birthday so he could prove to all his friends that I responded to his message. So Blake, happy birthday. I know it's a few weeks late because I forgot to do it in the last couple episodes, but I did have it in my notes. So happy birthday, Blake. and yeah, that's everything I can think of. That's today's episode. Hope everyone's well. Talks to Tom.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself,
give us the redneck crown at that point. You gotta be.
I'll be up and away up the street and bake, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more.
So we're in this argument, okay? She comes over, she's like, I'm not mad at all. I'm like, that's what I freaking thought. I didn't think so.